evaluate the following. And here we have 4 addition problems with decimal numbers. And so when we're adding with decimals, the thing we need to keep in mind is that we have to line up the decimal points when we set up the problems. So let's start with 1.6 plus 2.7. We can set up the addition, and it doesn't matter which one comes first, which one comes second, but we need to make sure that we are lining up the decimal points, because that is exactly where the decimal point will go in the answer. And then we add just like we usually would. 6 plus 7 is 13, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. The decimal point stays exactly in the same place it was, and we end up with 4.3. Let's look at the next one. 3.82 plus 5.6. Again, we need to set up the addition problem so that the decimal points are lined up. 3.82 plus 5.6. And here it would be a good idea to put a 0 here as a placeholder so that everything lines up nicely. All right, if we do that, we get 2 plus 0, which is 2. Otherwise, we could have just brought down the 2, but this is a good habit to get into, especially when it comes to subtraction, which we'll see in just a little bit. But anyways, 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9. And we know the decimal point has to line up with the decimal points in the problem. And so our final answer there is 9.42. All right, moving on. 9.2 plus 45. Now, if we want to line these up, it might seem a little bit confusing because 45 doesn't have a decimal point drawn in it. However, all whole numbers technically end in an invisible decimal point. The decimal point's always to the right of the ones place, so 45 is the same as 45 point or 45.0 if we wanted to do that. So if we set this up, lining up the decimal points, we've got 9.2 and then 45 point, and we can put in the 0 there, makes it look nicer. And then let's add. Starting from the right-hand side, 2 plus 0 is 2. 9 plus 5 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. And if we keep the decimal points lined up, then in the answer, it goes there, and we have 54.2. Voila. Okay, we've got one more to look at. 93.08 plus 2.94. Again, we line up the decimal points. 93.08 plus 2.94. We don't need any zeros as placeholders because the digits to the right of the decimal place all go on the same length. So we just add 8 plus 4 is 12, carry the 1. 1 plus 0 plus 9 is 10, carry the 1. 1 plus 3 plus 2 is 6, bring down the 9. We bring down the decimal point so that it lines up, and our final answer here is 96.02.